What's up, y'all? This is Side back with another reaction, y'all, from the Fat Man's Podcast. I got another reaction for y'all. So before we get in this reaction, y'all, please hit that like button, subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 200 subscribers by the end of this month. We're at 121 now, so we got 79 more to go. So yeah, what's getting here, y'all? So the reaction, well, I posted a video, right? It's Kanye West and Candace Owens breaks the internet. Why haven't you seen these stats? So it's from Candace Owens podcast. I had posted a video about, Kanye West and Candace Owens had posted a picture online on Instagram, and the shirt was White Lives Matter, which I said in the videos. I really don't care what you wear, man. Like, there's some people that wear a whole bunch of stuff, but now I don't know why people so offended by that when you saw this little teacher that had fake breast. I think that's a dude in your schools. I'm pretty sure some people have seen that. Come on now, y'all worry about this. Ooh, y'all priorities is all fucking motherfucker. But hey, y'all, so this is Candace Owens' take on the picture, and they got a lot of hate from black people, white people, everybody. You know what I mean? If you see that actually, I'm gonna put it up in the description. Y'all go watch that video too. But all right, y'all, what's getting here, y'all?
Miami.
If y'all haven't seen this movie, it's actually good. Mount Watchwater, the women, it's a good show too. I mean, good movie, I should say.
Wolftherian and a member of the furry fandom.
When and how did you?
Is true. The internet is broken. You
Okay.
cannot use the internet today. It's not working anywhere in the world because I wore a t-shirt alongside Kanye West, which read White Lives Matter. And God forbid you wear a t-shirt that says White Lives Matter. We wore this for his Yeezy Season 9 fashion show here in Paris. And
That's right, he dropped a clothing line, and that's the clothing line White Lives Matter.
People are upset. They're very upset about that. They're going, why on earth? How could you? How dare you wear this shirt?
Oh yeah, I forgot to say. And then Kanye West had put a post on saying Black Lives Matter was a scam. You're welcome.
How dare you make a mockery of the BLM movement? In addition to this, in case you missed it on Kanye West's Instagram page, he wrote this.
Oh,
Everyone
this is a post right here. I couldn't find it, but this is a post right here.
knows that Black Lives Matter was a scam. Now it's over. You're welcome. That is the only response, or the only thing that he has said publicly about wearing the t-shirt. And you obviously know, if you're watching this, where I stand on the Black Lives Matter movement. In fact, I'm doing an entire documentary to expose the fraudulent
That's coming out on the 12th too. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch that too.
Nature of that movement and the organization that stood behind it and benefited billions and billions of dollars because they elicited Black grief. They sold Black people a concept of their oppression. They used poorer Black Americans as a marketing firm for their organization. And where did that money go? Well, certainly not to Black America. So I had this wonderful thing this morning, this wonderful experience, and I'll tell you why it was wonderful. I had breakfast with Ye at his hotel, and it was wonderful because it was one of those moments where I realized how far I've come from where I was. The first time that I ever came to Paris, ironically, I was having breakfast with a woman whose family I worked for, and she was so awful to me. And I'll never forget this moment because it almost ruined Paris for me. It was a wealthy woman who told me, as we sat in her hotel, which was the George Cinq Hotel, she said, Candace, a girl like you shouldn't even be here. Look how expensive the omelet is that you're eating. Do you see how expensive it is? That omelet is $35. A girl like you.
I hate and love telling people that they got the Congress they voted for. Nobody understands how the sausage is made. Civic groups, concerned citizens organizations, they kind of have a schoolhouse
you can't afford this hotel, or you can't afford to stay here. And I remember I was so upset that when I left that breakfast, I was crying because I was so angry that anybody had spoken to me like that. And fast forward, I guess, more than 10 years now, and I am sitting at a hotel with having an omelet, by the way.
I like that. I like that. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
With Ye West, and we are discussing the internet, which we just broke over this T-shirt. And I just started jotting down some things that he was saying because he was actually giving an interview to another magazine. And he said, "I perform for an audience of one, and that's God." I loved that statement, so I wrote it down. He also said, quote, "Utopia is possible for not who we are being led by." I'm going to say that again. Utopia is possible for it not who we are being led by, which of course leads me to think about Black Lives Matter again, and these people who claim to be leaders and knew that what they were doing was further dividing the masses. I mean, the whole idea here via the Black Lives Matter movement was to make sure that Black people saw oppression and saw white supremacy surrounding them, and convincing
That is true. I didn't see it, but hey, I mean,
them that if they leaned into this narrative, that somehow their lives would be better. It was a mirage. Actually, that's a word that Ye used during the breakfast too. It was basically a mirage, right? This idea that somehow all we needed to do was burn down our own neighborhoods. All we needed to do was have our youth wearing a George Floyd t-shirt. All we needed to do was loot Targets and loot.
yeah, that's crazy. Y'all know I live in Minnesota, right? I live down. Well, I don't live down in Minneapolis, but I've been by it. And if you ever drove by, if anybody comes to Minnesota, y'all can go down there and y'all will see buildings closed up. You probably won't see it now, but there was stores that were burnt down. Walgreens are closed down. They moved to moved somewhere else. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. And if y'all go over there, but where the George Floyd stuff is at, a lot of gangs, a lot of gangs rule over there and stuff like that. So it's like, where's the empowerment of what happened? Where's all this money that had took from Black folk and white folk, actually mostly like everybody, and really didn't give no money to the families like that. They probably get a little bit, but Patrice Colors, she gave her brother over $1 million. It got mentioned in LA for $6 million. That's crazy to me. But hey, y'all, what's good back up in here?
These expensive stores and somehow justice would be delivered. And of course it wasn't.
Duh.
There is a deep irony and a sad irony when you consider that wearing a t-shirt.
Then they complain about oh, there is no jobs, there is no resources. Well, y'all burnt everything down. Why would you think they would go back up in that neighborhood when they already know either y'all gonna break into it, or y'all gonna steal, or y'all gonna burn it down? Like, I would never put my business over there. You know what I mean? That's millions of dollars. Did you know the burning down store it's like millions of dollars? The product, the store, like, come on now.
Has led such a tremor throughout the world, right? A t-shirt that says White Lives Matter, which should be implied, right? White Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Asian Lives Matter, it should be implied. Yet people are angry and they are being vicious online because they can't believe that we have the audacity to detract from the movement, which is a lie, right? Black Lives Matter. If Black
Well, Candace, they would get mad anyways if you said Asian lives matter, white lives. Well, you already proved that white lives matter. They hate on that. If you say Mexican lives matter, if you say anything else that African lives matter, they would still be mad at that. But hey, that's how it goes now these days, man.
Lives Matter, then some of these things that we have been talking about on this show, things I've been talking about throughout my entire political career, would be getting attention. Not the t-shirt, right? Not the t-shirt, but these actual statistics that matter. And here are just a few of them. 117,626 Black children were killed by surgical abortion in the United States in 2018, right? Those are recent
Wow.
statistics. Just so we are clear,
Wow, that's a lot.
abortion in America has contributed to the greatest decline in Black population since the first Black slaves arrived. You will hear
Damn, that's a. Are you? Damn, I didn't know that. Damn.
people often talk about lynching. This is like a new thing. They like neoliberalism. They could talk about lynching and they compare everything to lynchings. It's just like being lynched. Well, for your reference, you should know that
Oh, I never heard anything about that, Candace. But I mean, it probably does happen. But I've never seen that anything. But hey, maybe, I don't know.
4,467 people in the United States were victims of lynchings from 1883 to 1941. 3,265 of those people were Black. And you keep talking about lynching as this horrific thing that's happened in the past, right? And yet when you say to people today that 20 million Black infants were aborted,
Damn.
Ever since the 2018 Farm Bill, we've been able to enjoy this all-American grown legal cannabis in all 50 states.
they don't even blink an eye. They don't even bat an eyelash. No, less than
That's crazy, and they don't. They more compare about the White Lives Matter and everything like that. Well, so you should be getting married and having a whole bunch of babies. Like me, I want to have 8 kids. I already am determined on that since I was 18 years old. I'm gonna have 8 kids. Like, come on now. Y'all worried about all this other shit. Y'all need to be worried about populating more. That's what y'all need to be worried about. Crazy.
than batting an eyelash.
And worried about the schools that your kids are gonna go through. They got all this teaching your kids about all this other stuff that don't need to be taught, which you need to be teaching about sex, all the other stuff. In school, they should just be teaching about math, English, and all that stuff, basic stuff.
They tell those same Black people that they need to be outraged when a Planned Parenthood clinic shuts down. 20 million. When you talk about people that are killed in the millions, when you talk about the Jewish Holocaust, when you talk about the Rwandan Holocaust, people are, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Of course, because it is horrible. But for whatever reason, since we have convinced ourselves to genocide our own offspring, nobody cares. Nobody cares. They don't bat an eyelash. In fact, they tell you that it is your right.
Yep, they do say that.
So think about that. 20 million Black babies, and yet a t-shirt is what got attention last night. In 2012, more Black babies were killed by abortion in New York City than were born. Imagine that, your abortion.
Wow, wow. I have to do my research. I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm still gonna do my research. But I'm pretty sure she's not lying.
Rate being higher than your live birth rate in a city, and they celebrate it. Do you remember notoriously the governor lit up the city pink when they talked about expanding abortion rights, expanding the Black genocide? Light up the skyscrapers pink. It is a win. A win for who, though, is the question. A win for who? 79% of Planned Parenthood abortion facilities are located within walking distance of neighborhoods that have a higher proportion of Latina and Black women. But that's not the only thing that's killing Black America, literally. We also know obesity is killing Black America. I wish, you know what we should have done? We should have put a White Lives Matter t-shirt on Lizzo. Maybe we could have gotten a lot of attention about obesity and how it's actually.
No, it low key. If he did that, it low key would though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know why people like Lizzo. I think she's trash, but hey, that's just me.
killing Black Americans. Obesity is the #1 killer in America. Okay. I know Black Lives Matter told you it was police shootings, right? It made you think that thousands of Black men were dying at the hands of police. No, absolutely not. I think in the year 2020, was it 9 unarmed Black men were killed by police? 9 of them. But obesity is killing people at a very high rate, and Black women have the highest rates of obesity. So the #1 killer, and of course, we sit at the top of it. Black women, 56.9% of us are classified as obese. We shouldn't talk about that. You know why? Because it didn't have a t-shirt on it that said White Lives Matter. You talk about criminality. No one wants to talk about it if you're not talking about a police officer, right? People don't want to talk about the fact that Black people are slaughtering other Black people. People don't want to talk about Black on Black.
No, they don't want to do that, Candace. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do. But they don't want to talk about their own community. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. Come on now. They lazy like that. They don't want to do that. They want to focus on police shooting unarmed Black men. That which is a lowest rate. I'm not taking away from. I'm not defending that classic killed unarmed Black men at all. I am one myself. I don't want to be shot or nothing like that. But I don't go outside. I don't go outside and worry about cops killing me. I worry about my own people killing. You know how crazy that sounds? That's crazy. I get stopped by a cop, like, how you doing, sir? You know what I mean? I ain't worried about them shooting me at all.
Black crime doesn't matter because we're doing it to ourselves, right? Just like we're aborting our own babies. Applaud it. Applaud it. In fact, put it in the music. Put the criminality in the music and celebrate it. Give it a Grammy. Give Black criminality a Grammy so that we understand that this is ours. Sit in the cool club, right? Now we know what it means to be Black. Now we know what it means to not be a traitor to your own race. Murder your own race. And if you don't do it in your womb, grab a gun. Kill the guy next to you. Applause all around the world. Per the CDC, African Americans are 4 times more likely to be killed by a gun than the overall population. And once again, it's not a white person that is pulling the trigger. It's another Black person. We account for almost 40% of all of the homicide offenders in the United States. 40% coming from the smallest piece of the population.
That's a big percentage. Y'all, we're the Black folk is at 13%. 13%. The majority is white people. %. That's crazy.
Population. We're talking about 7% of the population is Black men, and they're accounting for 40% of all of the homicides in the United States. But let's not talk about that. In fact, let's call that racist to even acknowledge that truth. To talk about the ills in our own community. That's
people have said that too. That's crazy that people have said that. That's racist to put up stats.
Racism. Let's just move on for it.
But Candace, you can't forget they're gonna be like, well, them stats. Why you believe that? Because they was developed by the white man. I'm telling you, I've heard it on panels. I heard it on TV. I heard it on the news. I heard it out in real life. I'm telling y'all.
People love it.
Go to a pro-Black person. I'm pro-Black though. I'm pro-Black. I think we should be our church, but I'm just not all that other stuff that white people doing this and that and who.
Talk about the incarceration rates.
But I go by character, so I like white people, Mexicans, all that other race. Like what the, you know what I mean?
Right, because the incarceration rates allow you.
What about if someone was non-binary?
Come again?
Non-binary?
Come again?
You to understand the result without ever having to talk about the problem, right? You don't have to talk about the equation. I'll just give you the answer. Black men are incarcerated, right? It says here that there are nearly 5 times the rate of black men in prison than white people. Oh, perfect narrative. It must be racism. No, it has nothing to do with the fact that we're the most murderous group in America. Has nothing to do with that. Of course, 1 + 1 = 2, but let's focus on the 2 and not the 1 + 1. Let's focus on everything except for the fact that we also know that these individuals that are ending up in prison, or these individuals that are ending up killed, or these infants that are being taken out of their mother's own womb, they're all coming from broken families. Families that have been strategically broken down in a culture that further promotes the breakdown of family, that corrodes the value of women, that corrodes the value of men. But hey, that wasn't wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt. So who cares? Who cares? Who cares if 20 million black babies are dead? Who cares if half of our black men are locked up? Who cares if black women, half of them are clinically obese and spelling out their own death sentences? Who cares if we represent 40% of all homicide offenders? It doesn't matter because we didn't put it in a Black Lives Matter tee. You know what else doesn't matter? It doesn't matter at all. The education statistics. Don't even pay attention
Yep. Yep.
to the fact that 74% of black boys in California can't pass a basic reading exam.
Really? I didn't even know that. Wow. 74%. That's a big percentage right there. Wow. It's crazy. So you mean tell me 26%? Did I say that wrong? It's 27%, right? She said 74. No, 26%. I was right, yeah.
You know why? Because we love ignorance. We should celebrate ignorance, right? Who cares that across 5 schools in an inner city like Baltimore, they couldn't find a single child that was proficient in reading and in writing? Who cares? Who cares that 3 out of 4 black boys in California schools cannot meet writing standards? Who cares? It's not in a White Lives Matter t-shirt, so we won't talk about the fact that nearly 80% of black boys in the 4th grade failed to meet state reading standards. None of that stuff, for whatever reason, resonates. No one's ever outraged. It never trends on Twitter. Last night, White Lives Matter was trending on Twitter because Kanye West had the nerve and the gall to put that t-shirt on.
Yeah, he called Kim Kardashian a prostitute. Damn. Damn.
Lives Matter. Now the press. How dare you? How dare you? What a form of engaging in white supremacy. None of this that I just read to you is white supremacy, but the t-shirt is a form of white supremacy.
Yep, that's what they said. That's exactly what they said.
You know what the problem is? The problem is not what's happening inside the households or what's happening on the streets or the slaughtering that's taken place. The problem is not the women that have been trained to kill their own offspring, not to raise their sons, the men that are on the streets killing one another and putting out music that encourages their offspring to do the same. The real problem in Black America is that Kanye and Candace put on a White Lives Matter t-shirt.
Yep.
So let's focus on that instead.
Yep, it is, Candace. All right, y'all tell me what y'all think about in the comments. I think she was totally right. We celebrate the most trashy shit in our community. Now, me, I don't celebrate any of that. I think most are. I mean, I wouldn't say all of them. I would say there's some good black men out there, good black women out there. Just like I think a lot of us celebrate the arrogance, the stupid shit in our community a lot. And I don't know why. Like you don't never see no man. You don't never see no in our black community, the graduation speeches or nothing like that. He graduated. You don't never see that or nothing like that. They don't never publicize that. They just publicize the most shittiest thing in our community. And first of all, I don't. And then they complain about the white man putting this out there, right? Then go on some of these news things. Fox, I don't know, make your own. YouTube, like shit. Start your own YouTube. But y'all don't want to do that. You want to be sit up in your house and be lazy as hell. But hey, y'all, that's in the video. Y'all, please hit that like button, subscribe. But I'm trying to hit 200 subscribers by the end of this month. We're at 100 and let me see. We're at 122. So we got what, 78 more to go. So please do share with your family, friends, your friends, your mamas, your daddies, your kids. I don't know, whoever. But hey, y'all, I will see you guys on the next one. Osiris is out from the Fat Mess Podcast. I'll see you on the next one.